Hello everyone, I've been trying to get my reactive and my OBS to work for about 10 minutes. Anyways, we are going to be at a scenario where civilization starts over. In the last video, a few things happened. First of all, a second humanitarian crisis happened. Why is my laptop so laggy today? What the hell? A second humanitarian crisis happened down here, leading to the second division of the German colony. Up here, this Kurdish country sort of collapsed into sort of anarchy. But, like, there's no humanitarian crisis, and, like, they're just, like, working to be, like, on their own. I did add it to the anarchy layer, but I don't think it should necessarily count. We also saw Volcano Unificaria get formed. What else happened? These guys over here united. What else happened? Over here, Brazil and Red Country united. I don't know if this was in the recent video or the last video, but you have two capitals. But Central Canada united with this, I believe it was a brown colored country. So yeah, Canada's now a bit larger. And I don't really remember anything else that happened. Oh, no, there is one more major thing that happened. If we go on to the LS, a large number of countries were, not a large, but quite a few countries were suspended. And they are the fascist and dictatorship nations. And there was a debate on whether they should, if I can get the ideology layer up, on whether they should ban the Rusianic nations. Because I forgot how I explained it, but it's like a dictatorship. Sort of, I guess. But yeah. If you like this, then please subscribe. I want to get subscribers. Anyways, we are over 2 minutes in. Sorry about that. Anyways, the first thing that we're going to be seeing is going to be, surprisingly enough, not on a layer that you would think. It's actually going to be on the canal layer. Because this layer's been dead for a bit. And why? Oh yeah, I forgot it's literally just white. And why are we going to be on this layer? Well, first of all, I need to see the pixel size. Okay, it's 2. Well, that's because we are going to be seeing a thing get made, a canal. And that canal is going to be over here in Asia. Right here, surprisingly enough. And it's going to be right here. And it's just so that you don't have to walk across so that you can get a boat. And you don't have to, like, go across. So it's easier. Also because there's quite a few pirates here. And they mainly are on a tiny little island that's right here. Let's just say that there's an island there, because, I don't know. Anyways, second event that's going to be happening is actually going to be down here in South Africa. And why is that? These two nations are, well, Southern Africa, not this Southern Africa. Because these two countries are going to be, not united, they're going to be forming a union alliance. And if I can get the right color, and if I can just, how do I do this? No. Oh, here it is. Anyways, it is going to be, what shape is it there? I never colored in these guys. You know what? It is going to be, if I can find the right shape, it is going to be a trapezoid, and it is going to be formed between these two nations. So, yeah. But, staying on the Union Alliance, we're going to be seeing, once again, another Unitarian nation get formed. There's quite a few getting formed, I know. But shush. I need to keep this color pretty similar, but not the exact same. That's good. We're going to be seeing these three countries unite together to form a specific area. I don't know. Let's just say it's that, because that sounds something. But that is going to cause the dissolution of this Unificarian alliance. And they are going to be joining in on the Triangle Alliance. And once again, like all the other Unificarian nations, they aren't going to... No, where is it? Here it is. They aren't going to be having their capital in a current city. I mean, current capital. They're going to be having it in a different city, and they're actually going to be putting it in their most populous city. And their most populous city is going to be, if I can just get the right thing, here it is. No. Yes. It is going to be this city right here. And I don't think it was an old capital. Yes, not. So yeah, we now have 3 Unificarian nations. And remember, this isn't a Unificarian nation. You know what, I'm gonna slightly change their color just to like show a bit more Unificarian nation. It's far too similar to them. Ooh, that looks good. I like that. We make it a slight bit purpler. Ooh, that looks good. I like that. Anyways, if we go on to the ideology layer, like every other nation, they're gonna be getting rid of I forgot how I said it, but I think it's like oligarch sort of. But they're gonna be getting rid of this, and they are going to be forming a democracy. Although, because this one just came from something that was nowhere near a democracy, it's good. Ooh, that looks pretty cool, but sadly I can't have that. Because they are like nowhere near a democracy, they're going to be a flawed democracy, not a full democracy. Although with funding from the other Unificarian nations, well, yeah, the other 2, they are going to slowly become one, because these guys are a full democracy, and these guys are a monarchical democracy, because I believe one of them was either a senate or an oligarchy. One of them was a monarchy, and one of them was a full or a flawed democracy. So, yeah. Also, now we have 4 monarchical democracies. That's pretty cool, in my opinion. Anyways, enough of the peaceful stuff. Let's get on to some lovely, lovely wars. And where's the first war going to happen? Well, it's actually going to happen in a place that you wouldn't think is going to be happening. It's going to be happening in Europe. And why is that? You look over here, and then you check all the good layers. The military layer, the economy layer, and the union layer. The nuke alliance. As you can see, these 2 aren't in any of them. So what does that mean? Well, it means that these guys are going to war. We see Bulgaria slowly begin pushing up. And like very, very slowly. But like they are getting very far. And then when these guys come down, they have like double, nearly triple the population. They just smack like all this and they're gone, and then like, yeah, it's not pretty. So yeah, and in a peace treaty, it's gonna look something like, first of all, this, and second of all, ta-da! I forgot what I said just before I cut, so yeah. Ta-da! Anyways, it's going to look something like this, where these guys gain everything that they currently had, and a very small bit of territory here. And they also puppet these guys, so yeah. And then the Greek puppet actually gains some territory. Why? well, the Greeks came in and are like, hey, these guys are sort of rebelling again. They really want to be like, they really want to unite with Bulgaria. So if we could have some Bulgarian land, that would be really helpful, please. And that is true. They were planning to rebel. They were planning to do some of the funny this. And yeah, they now have land. So yeah. Yeah. Anyways, what was I gonna do? Oh yeah. Turning off the canal there, because that's not really that important anymore. And now we're gonna be going over to this. And why is that? Well, a mini union is gonna be taking place. And if we turn on the military alliance, that is not turning it on. Turning on the military alliance? No. Economy alliance? Yes. Union alliance? There's only like 2. And it's going to be some nations in an economy alliance. And who is it going to be? Well, it's going to be through, if I can find a good colour for it. Well, I'm going to tell you who it's going to be. It's going to be Gibraltar and this red nation. So I'm going to make this a bit darker. I'd say that's good. So yeah, we now have our new mini Iberian Union. And they're going to be having their capital in the Gibraltar capital because they're pretty economically good. Anyways, speaking of economically good, let's talk about the world. Because I don't know if I've mentioned this yet. But after World War II, the economy went up and then like it sort of like started going down. Because like this is like when a lot of colonies gained independence. This is when a lot of nations joined the LS. And last episode, when they banned a bunch of nations, it just started going down. So now we're in like a Great Depression era, and it's going to be very bad for some nations. And let me show you what nations specifically. First of all, going over to here, the first nation that's going to fall is going to be this gold nation. The second one is going to be you. I'm joking. It's going to actually be you. And the last nation, third nation to fall, surprisingly, it's going to be Amazonia. Or whatever I called it. Yeah, these guys are all falling apart. That's not very good. Because if you fall apart, that means that you don't have a good economy. So yeah, these... I didn't do it right. These areas are all falling apart. And what does that mean? Well, if I turn on the capital, then I can show you what it means. It means you don't get a capital. It means you don't get a capital. And it means you don't have a capital. But now the members of the LS that surround these nations, if I can find the layer, they're gonna be like, you know what? No, we know what this is gonna end with. We don't want this to happen again. So they just decide to like divide all these territories like near instantly, just because they don't want like there to be more and more humanitarian crises. So the first one that's going to be divided is actually going to be you don't have fully finished provinces. What the hell? I'm so confused. Why do you not have fully finished provinces? This is weird. I don't like this. I'm going to finish them now. Oh, wait, it's the LS. It's the LS. It's the LS that's doing this. Oh, yeah, it's the LS. I was so confused for a sec. Anyways, so first of all, we're going to be dividing this nation up here. And these guys over here, they're going to be gaining one province right here, and the rest of it just goes over to Panama. And I'm going to slightly shift their color just to be a bit brighter. Okay, yeah, that looks good. So yeah, that's the first nation that has been fully divided up, and Panama had a pretty big population boost. Next one is just going to be over here, where they're just going to give all of it over to, no, to you. And the final one is going to be Amazonia. And this is going to be a bit different, because Peru is going to be gaining, well, the first part's not going to be different. Peru is going to be gaining this province over here. I know this is going to be taking a sec, but sorry about that. I can't just done. Anyways, Peru is going to be gaining this province, and every other nation that borders it, if there's a province free, they're going to be gaining land. So, Peru will be gaining this province. The next nation that will be gaining a province is going to be this color country, this pink one. They're going to be gaining a province. And now there's 2 areas left. And it's going to be a bit different, because Brazil is going to be gaining this province. And if I can just draw in this line. There you go. They're going to be gaining this province. And because none of the current bordering nations want this, Brazil is going to be occupying it. So if I can just draw that in real quick. In 3, 2, done. And if we just go on to the ideology layer to remove these guys' ideology, then yeah. Also, you might have noticed that I got rid of like the numbers. I figured it'd just be too hard to like tally it, so I'm just not going to like tally it every single video, because it's just gonna be hard to do it every single time. But yeah, every single every area has now been divided. Yeah. But there is one thing that I would like to go over and show, like for like the final few events of the video, and that's over here in Russia. Because like I just said, this is the Great Depression of this world. And if I go onto the rankings, you can see that they aren't in the top 10. Nor are they in the top 10 of money. Nor in happiness. Nor in freedom of speech. Surprisingly enough, they aren't actually in it in the military department either. Nor are they in population, so all across the board, they aren't necessarily the best. And I don't know why I turned it off. There is one thing I'd like to show. The happiness and the speaking. As you can see, they aren't in the top 10. That's because they are one of the least, like, they're very, like, authoritarian for a Rusianic nation. And that's going to cause a few rebellions to break out. But like World War I, they were able to repress it. But now, a lot of people in their, major cities, they're going to start to work together. Like, even across the empire. Sort of empire. First of all, a nation over here, they are going to, I'm on the wrong layer, they are going to rebel away in this orange color. I'm going to make it a bit different. Okay. In this color. Not very orange anymore, but I don't care. They are going to rebel away. The next thing that's going to happen is going to be this, this blue area up here rebelling away. And it's going to be pretty large. having quite a lot of the Arctic Circle coast, I think. The next area that's going to be rebelling away is going to be a very large amount of the, like, Siberian sections. And it's going to mainly be, if I can find a good color for it, it's mainly going to be these areas over here. And that's a pretty large rebellion. And the final nail in the coffin is going to be a Caspian, like, group over here who really want to be a part of Caspia again. And I'm going to slightly change it because it looks like an invading force. There we go. That looks even more like an invading force. There we go. You know, there. That looks good. So yeah, Russia is going to have to face a civil war. That's pretty bad. And if we go onto each layer, military layer, they're not in an alliance. Economy layer, they're not in an alliance. Union layer, they're not in an alliance. And finally, the LS, they're not in the LS. And if we go onto the nuclear alliances, they aren't in them either. Every single opportunity, they don't have a single ally. And considering they are literally like one of the least like free nations in the world, no one really wants to help them. Poland hates them. Belarus also hates them. Ukraine doesn't share a border and also hate them. Southern Russia or Caucasia, they don't really want to help them. These two nations are separated by a rebellion and a nation who doesn't want to help them, and they also don't want to help them. This is a puppet state. They don't really care about them. And obviously the rest are rebellions. And Finland wants to sort of like sever ties. So Russia has only themselves for this. And that is the second to last event of this video. Because there's one last thing I'd like to show. If we go, where is it? If we go onto the Union Alliance layer, and I get the right colors, then, wait, let me make sure that that's not the right color. Okay, that's the right color. We're going to be seeing a Union Alliance get made, and this is a pretty big one. Because it's going to be formed by the Franco-Iberians. That is a very large brush size. It's going to be formed by the Franco-Iberians. And you might be wondering, who's it going to be formed with? Well, first of all, it's going to be formed with themselves. But second of all, it's going to be very surprising. It's going to be formed with the French. And not just them. It's going to be formed with the Belgians. And it's going to be formed with the Dutch. And that's actually going to be the last event of today. I hope you guys enjoyed it, like this video. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, unless you don't want to, which is completely fine. And I will see you in the next video. Yeah, good.